Hi everyone. So I recently posted a picture where I showed the dry brushing technique, and I had a lot of people ask me what the dry brush technique is and how to do it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. There are a couple different ways that you can do it on your nails, and I'll show two different versions. It's really easy. You don't need any special nail tools. So you'll see I already painted a base color on my nails and I let it dry completely. I chose a sheer shade for this, but you can really go with whatever shade you want, but normally a lighter color is better. So I'm going to start with my thumb, and for this I'm going to use a blue and a purple. So what you're going to do is you want to basically try to get all of the polish off of the brush. So I'm just wiping it on the inside of the neck of the bottle. So you can see there is really not much there. And then you're going to take it and just lightly swipe it in whatever directions you want. The whole point is that it looks kind of streaky. So it looks like that. So then what I'm going to do is take the next color. I use a blue. I'm going to do the same thing. Get most of the polish off of the brush. If you have too much on, it's going to leave globs and it won't have the streaky look. So for this, I could do it in the same direction, or I could go horizontal this time. You could even do some diagonal. And then you can just go in with a cleanup brush to clean this off. But you can see it's kind of just a fun design. You don't need anything special. It's really easy to do. You could add more colors to this. You can use glitter with it. I let it dry for a few minutes before I put a top coat on. If you have a smudge-free top coat, you could also use that first just to make sure that the polish doesn't smudge. But you want to make sure it dries enough before you put the top coat on. So this is one way that you can make it look. What I posted the other day was rainbow colors, and I didn't do them like this, but a lot of people wanted to see how I actually did it. So I'm going to show you what I did for that. So I took the yellow, and I was using Lemony Lemon by Olive and June. Same thing, where I really took most of the polish off of the brush. But for this, I kind of made French tips, but they went very far down the nail. So I used the dry brush technique on one half of the nail. This summer collection from Olive and June is more of a jelly polish, so sometimes it doesn't show up as well unless you layer it on a couple of times. So when I did this, I did go back over it twice. So I used the Lemony Lemon color. You can see I just used it on about half of my index finger. And then I went in with Orange Wedge, sort of overlapped a little bit. And you can see this is a little bit thicker than I did on this nail. I did that intentionally, but I was still using the dry brush technique. And part of what I did is I then took the orange and I lightly went over part of the yellow. So when you look at it up close, you can see there's a little bit of orange that's on the yellow. Once I let the orange dry a bit more, I will put yellow on there. Then I went on to the next nail, and I did orange and green. So I'll take the orange again, lightly do it on the one half of the nail. You can do it however thick you want. It's really sort of your own personal preference. If you want it more streaky, you can have less polish on there. And then I'll take Lime Fizz, which is their green, and go in. You can see my hands are sort of shaky doing it like this. So I'll go in and lightly do the green. And then I'll do the same thing on the orange where I do some of the light green streaks on top of it. So then I go onto my index finger. I still have Lime Fizz. Just lightly dry brushing one half of it. And then I took Blueberry Smash. And I went in on the other side of the nail with the dry brushing. And then I did a little bit on top of the green. For the pinky, again, a little bit of the Blueberry Smash. You can do whatever colors you want, actually. It doesn't have to be rainbow. It can be any colors you want to put together. But I really like these shades from the summer collection. So now we're going to use grape soda. And so you can see, like I said, I really take a lot of the polish off. And then I'll go in and just, I'm barely touching my nail with the polish brush. And then I'll swipe a little bit on top of the blue. And it gives you this look. So on my thumb, I had done red. I used CV and then orange wedge, but I wanted to show everybody this other technique or way that you could do dry brushing. So that's all that I did. So I then went back through, I took Lemony Lemon and did a couple of light brush strokes on top of the orange. If you want your yellow to pop a little bit more, you can add some more back in. Just, you can play with it. And then for my middle finger, I want to put a little bit of orange on top of the green. So just do a couple light brush strokes. See? And I might say, you know what, I want a little bit more green on top of the orange. That's fine. So we just add a little bit more. And then I'm going to put some of it on top of the blue over here. This is not super green on the one side, so I'm going to add a little bit more. But that's what's so nice about this polish is it's buildable. So you can't even tell that I put that much more on it. And then on this last pinky nail, I'm going to take the Blueberry Smash and go a little bit over the purple. Like I said, if you want a little bit more on this side, just put a little bit more on there. And then you can add a little bit more purple in onto it. So this is a really fun, easy way to do some nail art. Anybody can do it. And it doesn't matter if you feel like you've messed up because it's not meant to look perfect. But so here's the end result. Now with this, I did wait and let them dry completely before I put the top coat on because otherwise it will smudge. The great thing about this summer collection of Olive and June's is that it dries pretty fast. My thumbnail, look, this, I haven't put a top coat on, it's already, this is dry. Now I wasn't using Olive and June for that, I used a different polish, but it is already dry. So that's how to do dry brushing. If you enjoyed watching this, please subscribe to my channel, like the video. I periodically post different sorts of tutorials that are relatively easy for everyone to do. Thanks.